Hi guys, you might recognise the boiler that I'm using on this boat. It's the one I made in a couple of episodes back, that I only put one pipe on the front, and I was getting problems where I don't think I was getting enough water in there and it was running dry and melting the solder, so it was coming apart. So I've put a second pipe in there now and put it on this little foam boat, so floats okay. These map pins are to stop the boat sticking to the side of the sink here, because it tends to bind, I suppose. It sticks to the side, so those map pins keep it away. So I'll fill it with water and we'll see if it works. Right, no idea how long this will take to warm up. I think I filled it right up with water, which should make it take even longer. I can see stuff being pushed out the back. It's relatively quiet, isn't it? This is the one that's using a small jam jar lid, as I call it, or a preserves jar lid. One of these things with a little bit of tin plate on top, taken from an old Pepsi can that's actually tin plate rather than aluminium. The only thing is it's a bit rusty. I think that might be one reason why that boiler keeps failing, because I don't get a very good solder joint. Now this time I've been rather generous with the solder. You might be able to see under there, there's quite a lot of solder around the edges there, much thicker than I'd normally put it on, hoping that it lasts a bit longer. Oh, no, there goes me seal again. That was good enough to see. I don't think it's actually the solder has melted. I think this time It's just the flexing top is making the solder fail, making the solder joint fail. Well, that's a shame. Still, we had a few seconds. It did go round in a few circles before it failed. But even with all that extra layer of solder, it still failed. Like I say, it could be because it's a little bit rusty, so it's not making a good seal. That'll do. I suppose we could just look at the boat. It is just a piece of scrap foam. Melted a hole through there for the pipes to go through. I also melted an area for the tea light to sit down in the foam to give us a reasonable distance between the flame and the bottom of the boiler. Because if the wick is too close to the boiler, you don't get a good flame. And then underneath, the pipes are just held in place with rubber bands, so it's easily disassemblable, if you can call that a word. And then the mat pins, as I say, they're just to keep the boat away from the edges of the sink in this case, because otherwise it seems to jam up against it and doesn't move very well. So, do we call that a success or a failure? It worked for a few seconds and then it failed. It may be a problem with the tin lid is absolutely rigid and doesn't flex, and the tin plate does flex, and that's putting strain on the solder. Maybe.
Hey, thanks for watching. There's plenty of videos on my main channel with more added daily, so don't forget to subscribe and enable the notifications to keep you up to date with my new releases. You can help keep my channel running by donating $1 on Patreon to buy me coffee. You can always find more information in the video description. Thanks again for watching.